You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Can you hear me now? All right. Alex Clancy, Locked On Cardinals. Let me do that again. I don't know what the hell is going on. Okay. J.J. Watt sack, the highlight of the first half. Kyler Murray throwing the interception, turning into 3 points at the end of the first half, 20-0. What are we doing here? And I try to come up as I'm unmuted now. Thank you for telling me I was muted. I don't know if this is the offseason plan unraveling in front of our very eyes. I don't know if this is rust because it didn't play in the preseason at all. I don't know if this is the Cardinals playing two tough teams in the first 2 weeks with potent offenses, which yields less of a chance for the Cardinals to make, mistakes on defense and being able to stay in games. I don't know if that's what it is. Or if this team is living an Uncle Rico lifestyle like they're living back in the first 7 to 10 weeks of 2021. I said during the podcast all week, if you haven't listened, thank you. You can check it out. Free and available on all platforms, on YouTube. I said if the Cardinals won the toss, they should just take the ball. Instead of being reactionary, be proactive. You're on the road. You played one of the worst offensive performances since Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray have become part of the Arizona Cardinals organization. Take the ball. Go get a first down. Go get 5. Go score a touchdown. This whole, you know what? Wait till the second half. Be smart. Cliff Kingsbury, you're not Bill Belichick. Okay? You need to prove that this offense can put up points. It doesn't matter if you're down 3 scores, you get the ball to start the second half. Wouldn't it be a lot better if you get the ball, go down, march down, put up some points on the board, and give your defense a chance to play from ahead? And I understand the vitriol. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I understand that I'm trying to do damage control while also trying to speak to everybody like adults. This, through 6 quarters, has been institutional failure by Steve Keim since the end of the 2021 season. Kyler Murray doesn't look good, okay? So for those that, have said that I am more on the side of Kyler on the aisle than Cliff, I am, 100%. But also, Kyler Murray doesn't look good either. I don't know if it's play calling. I don't know what it is. But in the second half, throw the ball. Just throw the ball. See what happens. Put the ball in your best player's hands. I don't want to see this Mike McCoy halfback dive mess. 2 plays a drive, 2 plays a series. The Cardinals need to get yards. They need to get chunk yards. They traded for Hollywood Brown, and he has, 2 targets in the first half? Trey McBride hasn't seen the field. And I know the offensive line, Jordan, hasn't played as well. Okay, DJ Humphries was out for a little bit. Josh Jones came in. The offensive line, the interior of the offensive line is still somewhat of a weakness. But you look at Max Crosby on the outside, very few right tackles can defend Max Crosby and his speed. So yeah, Kelvin Beachum got his lunch money stolen when Kyler Murray got sacked. But Kyler Murray, with his dual threat ability, should be able to put up more than he did in the first half. So if you want to look at this, like we can go through the numbers. Yeah, let's do this. Everybody have a barf bag? 15 first downs for the Raiders. Cardinals have 19 total plays. The Cardinals were on the field for 11 minutes, felt like 30 seconds. The third down efficiency, 5 for 6 for the Raiders, 2 huge chunk ones in their first drive, which resulted in the Devontae Adams touchdown catch that was sparked by Jalen Thompson having to defend Darren Waller on the outside, because now Isaiah Simmons is not looked at as a guy who can defend the best player on the opposing team inside the 10-yard line. So Darren Waller not only caused a pass interference on Jalen Thompson, but also was defended by Ezekiel Turner and caught an easy touchdown catch to put the Raiders up 17-0. So before we talk more about the past here, let's look at what can happen in this second half, okay? Because we have to talk about it. What can the Cardinals do to get back in this game? One, they need to score on their first drive. They have to. Doesn't even matter if it's 7. They got to put points up. They have to put points up. And it's something, it's a mental thing for the Cardinals. The Cardinals only scored, they had one beautiful drive week 1 against Kansas City. Came down, chipped into the lead, and then they didn't score until 2 late touchdowns in garbage time. The Cardinals have given up over 50 points and scored a touchdown in the first half of these 2 games. So for those that have been giving me mess all offseason, I understand why you did it at the time, and I understand why even I do want the best for this organization, absolutely. But if the offense isn't the strength of this organization, why is Cliff Kingsbury the head coach? It's a very simple question. If the offense isn't the strength, why is Cliff Kingsbury here? Anybody have an answer? Because I don't. Vance Joseph is doing the best he can. He's overcorrecting, not blitzing as much today because he got his lunch eaten for blitzing too much against Patrick Mahomes. Derek Carr, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL in getting the ball out quickly. So even if he does have a capable blitz, Derek Carr, more than likely, will be able to get the ball out. But if you want to kind of put a wrapping around this and around why it's happening, Steve Keim is inept in the draft the majority of the time. He completely ignored the 3 most important holes the Cardinals had on this roster this offseason. Offensive line, pass rush, corner. Where are the Cardinals struggling the most? Interior of the offensive line, the pass rush, and the cornerback room. It's not brain surgery why this is happening. Steve Keim's plan this offseason looks to be a failure. We're only 6 quarters in. Like, this could be, the Cardinals have winnable games, okay? But the fact that they're getting absolutely embarrassed during the first game and a half of the 2022 season makes you wonder if this is a rule or the exception to the rule. And I will say, before the second half starts, it's going to be starting here in a couple minutes. I've said this since the beginning of the offseason. Vance Joseph will be the scapegoat if something goes wrong, because it fits into the self-fulfilling prophecy of Steve Keim. Load up on the offense, extend Cliff Kingsbury. He gets his extension. You pay Kyler Murray. Can't be their fault. Has to be Vance Joseph's. Even though he's been given, I mean, how many defensive players on the Arizona Cardinals starting defense right now are actual NFL starters? Play 75% of the snaps. 4? Jalen Thompson, Budda Baker, J.J. Watt, I guess, Byron Murphy. We don't know if Zaven Collins and Isaiah Simmons are every down players in the NFL. We don't know if Isaiah Simmons is going to be the cautionary tale of Hassan Reddick Part 2 We don't know what this, we don't know anything. We just know that this defense isn't good as currently constructed. And I will say this, and this is important. Like, this isn't Isaiah Simmons' fault. It's not even Zaven Collins' fault. They're playing at positions they're not equipped to be playing in. Isaiah Simmons should not have to have the green dot on his helmet on Sundays. That's not why he was brought in. Zaven Collins played very little last year. And Steve Keim's like, you know what, Jordan, go somewhere else. Minnesota, you can check out Luke Braun, Locked On Vikings. He's up and down with Jordan Hicks this year. But Zaven Collins is now like, okay, dude, there you go. It's your defense now. Oh, no, wait. You're not ready for week 1? Well, let's pull that green dot off. We'll give it to Isaiah Simmons for week 1. And then, well, there's miscommunication in week 1. You don't say, you know what? Let's pull that back off. Give it to Zaven Collins, because this is the self-fulfilling prophecy that Steve Keim has put together. Cliff Kingsbury's the answer. Extend him. The defense, well, I drafted all these players. They're going to be good. Marco Wilson's getting absolutely torched in the first half. I don't want to have these conversations. I don't like this. I don't like it. I want positive things to be happening. But things need to be discussed when they're right in front of your face. And what's right in front of the face is, I will leave you with this. I tweeted out right when the second that Steve Keim and Cliff Kingsbury got the extensions this offseason, I tweeted out, Kyler Murray should demand a trade today. Enjoy the second half. I will be here post-game, hopefully with some more, fruitful things for the future to discuss. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Seriously, on Twitter Spaces, on YouTube, thank you, everybody. Truly, I will see you at the end of the game. You can follow me on Twitter at Clancy's Corner, and turn on the notifications and everything for YouTube so you'll know when the videos are up. Hopefully, we can enjoy the second half. Cardinals can put up some points, and we can kind of see a little momentum going into week 3 when the Super Bowl champions come to town at State Farm